Well, a very good morning and welcome back to Tbilisi and day 2 of competition at the Tbilisi Grand Prix. And it's a very good morning to former world champion Loretta Cusack-Doyle. Good morning, Loretta.
Good morning, Sheldon.
Now, I know Loretta's looking forward to today's competition for a number of reasons. We're going to hear about those reasons in a couple of minutes. But we're going to start by taking a look at the top 4 seeds in each of the weight categories that we've got to bring you today. There are 4 weight categories, 2 for men, 2 for women. It's the under 73 kilo and under 81 kilo categories for men. And it's the under 63 and under 70 kilo categories for women. Let's start with the under 73 kilo category for men. The number 1 seed is Lasha Shavdatoashvili of Georgia. The number 2 seed is Gyozgen Baboyev of Uzbekistan. The number 3 seed is Ferdinand Karapetyan of Armenia. And the number 4 seed is Dirk van Tichelt of Belgium. It could be one of those 4 seeds or someone from outside of the top 4 that Loretta's going to have a look at. Let's hear from Loretta.
Well, I think you've already mentioned some impressive fighters out there, and obviously there's 33 athletes going to be battling away here today in this weight category. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult to knock off the number 1 seed, Shavdatoashvili. Obviously, Masters silver medalist last year and took a silver medal in the Paris Grand Slam. Olympic champion. Well, he's got all the results under his belt there, and he will be coming into this tournament very confident. Baboyev, for me, is a very strong athlete that could be another strong contender in that final position. But there's a few athletes that you could look at. The Iranian, for me, Mohammad Mahdi of Iran. And he won in Hoyhot a bronze medal, and he's the Asian 5th. He got in the Asian Championships 5th place. He's a consistent fighter. He's strong, very determined. He's had some great performances, and someone to watch. For me, there's other Stom. You've got Junior European Championships. Took a bronze medal back in 2016. Esposito of Italy, again another youngster that's coming through, cadet world champion back in 2015. These are young, hungry young athletes that are coming through, nipping at the toes of some of these very strong athletes at senior level. So I think there's a bit of a shake-up to be had here.
Okay, we'll see how that pans out. That's the under 73 kilo category. The Georgians took gold in both the weight categories yesterday, 60 strong. And 66. 73, they'll be hoping for the same. In fact, they took all 4 medals in the under 60 kilo category yesterday. They cleaned up. I don't think that's going to happen today, but look out for Shavdatoashvili. He really is, super hot favorite.
Yes.
Right, the under 81 kilo category. The number 1 seed is Alan Kubetsov of Russia. The number 2 seed is Zabeda Rekviashvili of Georgia. The number 3 seed is Stanislav Semenov of Russia. And the number 4 seed is Henri Egutidze of Portugal.
Well, there's a few there. For me, there's 2 that you haven't mentioned. Jello, again, is a young lad from France, took a silver in Dusseldorf. For me, he's somebody that's coming through quite nicely. He's got impressive judo, and if he can actually get over the big hurdle, which is a big ask, it's a tall order, and Tatilashvili is his first match, and that'll be an interesting one. If he manages to get through, I think we could see this young lad go right through to the medal, for a medal here today. Rekviashvili, for me, in Ekaterinburg, he took a bronze medal. I think he could get up into the final here. Could be a possible gold medal for Georgia again. So for me, 27 athletes participating. There's some strong athletes here, all battling away. But those ones that I've selected, I think have got a very good chance of picking up the medals.
Yeah, I like the fact that Zabeda Rekviashvili is fighting at home. He looks ready to me. He just narrowly missed out on a place in the final in Ekaterinburg, and now he's at home. I think, this is where it's really going to work for him.
They have, the Georgian team have performed on home ground, and this crowd here today are so supportive, so knowledgeable, that it's really, really is going to be a time for the Georgians to rise to the occasion.
The Alpha Jallo and Nugzari Tatalashvili contest will take place on mat 2. It's the second contest on mat 2, and the second contest on mat 1 is Lasha Shavdatoashvili and Arsen Gazarian. So it could be that they'll be on the mat at the same time. We'll try to watch whichever one that we can, but as ever at home, you've got the choice. You can click on mat 1 or click on mat 2. It's entirely up to you.
Definitely two matches to watch.
Let's take a look at the under 63 kilo category then. Clarisse Akbegnenu is the number 1 seed from France. The number 2 seed is Katharina Hecher of Australia. The number 3 seed is Lucy Renshaw of Great Britain. And the number 4 seed is Ljubljana Piovasana, also from Great Britain.
Yes. Well, it's quite nice to see the British girls coming through, and we in this weight category in Great Britain, there's a core of athletes that are all battling away here to try and get those. Obviously, the pinnacle is the Olympic place qualification, but Abegnion is going to be difficult to knock off the podium. There's no doubt about it. Ljubljana of Great Britain, for me, she's a young athlete that's coming through. She's got wonderful judo and has picked up some very impressive medals, not only at senior but obviously at junior, being a junior world bronze medalist. Obviously, France number 1 position, I feel, but going down to the bottom half, there's also Lucy Renshaw that you have mentioned, and has again in Abu Dhabi picked up silver medal, in Zagreb a bronze, was a junior bronze medalist in the World Championships back in 2016, and has progressed very steadily throughout those years to be a real contender here for a medal.
Right, in the under 70 kilo category, the number 1 seed is Marie-Eve Gahi of France. The number 2 seed is Gemma Howell of Great Britain. The number 3 seed is Kalita Zupancic of Canada. And the number 4 seed is Sandra Diedrich of Germany. Where should we be looking at then for a medalist from this group?
Well, I think, again, we're going to have a domination with France with those 2 weight categories today. I think France is looking for gold in both the 63s and 70s, but the one to watch and has had some great, you've got Gemma Howell, which is again a very strong contender for a place in the final. She will have a battle on her hands against someone that she knows very well, who's not been mentioned, and that's Jemima Yates Brown of Great Britain, who took a bronze medal in Abu Dhabi. She's bronze medal in the Junior World Championships back in 2014, has been plagued with a few injuries, but has come back very strong. She's somebody that's a very awkward fighter, and but tough, very, very tough competitor, and that will be a massive challenge there. Again, 20 athletes participating. There's some very strong. Sandra Dietrich, again, who took a bronze medal in Düsseldorf. Once more, this was an athlete that had a serious injury and is coming back. And it all depends on how much confidence they have coming back into a level of tournament like this, and to be able to battle their way. But she has picked up some very good results in the past.
Yes, a nice group, the under 70 kilo category. We should get quite a bit of action out of them. Right, those are the 4 weight categories that we've got to bring you. We've got just over a minute before we get underway. So just let me remind you, we've got 3 tatami. You can choose whichever mat you want to go to. We're going to go to mat number 2. It's the opening contest in the under 81 kilo category. It features Damian Stepien of Poland. His opponent is Eldar Panhani of Ukraine. It'll be Stepien in the white judogi, Panhani in blue. You can choose where you want to go. Right, the fighters are about to make their way to the mats. It's the calm before the storm, isn't it? Because you can see up on the big screen in the venue the upcoming contests, and I've got absolutely no doubt whatsoever that the Georgian crowd are on their edge of their seats waiting for their favourite son, Shavdatoashvili, the Olympic champion from 2012 at 66 kilos. He's going to be on mat number 1, second fight up. But second fight up on mat number 2, it's going to be Nugzari Tatalashvili and Alpha Jallo of France. So
yes, 2 very important matches. I think this could be a the real turning point for the Georgians. It'll either be the real high or the total disaster for them.
It won't be long before that story unfolds. Anyway, before that, we've got Stepien in the white judogi and Panhani in blue. It's a little bit like going to a concert where there's an overture and then you get the main attraction. Yeah, sorry about that. We'd begun by showing Meloni and Cadets, but we're on with Stepien and Panhani. You haven't missed anything because there's no scorers yet. So
it's been a real battle between them just to control the kumikata. Well, there's the first Shido been awarded to the Ukraine. So we're 2.5 minutes remaining in this contest. As always, we always expect a bit of a slower start in the first round. Athletes a little bit nervous coming into this tournament, as we know it's a straight knockout, and neither athlete wanting to make any small errors or mistakes in the earlier rounds.
Well, having said that we were going to take a look at mat 2, we're actually going to go down to mat number 1. Maybe Mario was right to keep us on mat number 1, because Shavdatuashvili is about to take to mat number 1. So Stepien and Panhani, if you want to watch that one, just click on mat 2. But we're going to go down to mat number 1. And coming on to mat number 1 now, Lasha Shavdatuashvili of Georgia faces Arsen Gazarian of Armenia. It's Shavdatuashvili in the white judogi, Gazarian in blue.
Well, here you have it. This was the one we were talking about. This is the real tester for the Georgian.
And if anyone has had a bit of a lie-in and come to the stadium late, they're going to miss this one.
Oh, yes, the good Ashi was there from the Georgian. Great start. Dominating quite nicely the start of this contest. Gazarian, 22 years of age, a youngster coming through the ranks. Already picked up some impressive medals along the way with the European silver medals for the juniors last year.
Stepien has won his contest on mat 2, by the way, just in case those of you who have come with the commentated channel wanted to know what was happening with the Polish fighter. And unfortunately, the timing isn't working out because Jalo and Tatalashvili are on mat 2, so we got to go with the number 1 seed.
Definitely,
here,
yes.
Shavdatuashvili. We'll stick here, and I'll keep an eye and tell you what's happening on mat 2.
Well, the Georgian dominating the pace of this contest at the moment. Azarian obviously always looking to be a threat Shido now being awarded to the Georgian. A little bit of a reminder that he needs to now start stepping up in this contest. Although he's dominated the pace with the grips and control of the match, really hasn't put one or two of attacks in. He's a little bit trailing behind on the attacks. As we said, first match in, it's a bit of a settling process for both competitors. There you have Kazarian, the Kosota, kept a hold of that leg as he pinned his opponent, locking him into position for that Kosota attack. Nice move. You can see that foot just clipping the back of the heels there, locking the Georgian's foot into position. Very difficult one to take your feet. Oh, and the Ashiwazas there, beautifully executed. There was a couple of times we've seen that attack. Shevardashvili there with both with a Shido apiece now, but still dominating the pace, using his feet quite comfortably. But there again you have the Armenian once more with that Kosota. Oh, and there we have the sweep, beautifully done. Major threat. Armenian there, as you can see, with the left hand just under the arm. Sutemi Waza drawing his opponent down into the ground. With the Georgian wrapping that arm and trying to roll his opponent over into the Osakomi. Shevardashvili now with the head down, looking a little bit uncomfortable there. He's still looking for the Ashiwaza sweeps. Needs to have a little bit more of a bounce and movement for the Ashiwazas to make it more effective. Getting caught up and tight makes it very difficult for the Georgian to get that lift. Well, 17 seconds remaining. It's been a real battle, as we expected, for the first round. A real crucial match for the Georgian. Has been challenged quite considerably against a younger opponent with a very impressive track record already under his belt. Well, they're sort of taken a lot out of these athletes. Oh, there you have, the arm was wrapped up. The Uchimata was there. Now, what the Armenians complaining now is that the arm was locked as he went over. As you can see, the arm over the top. Oh, yes, there was the arm lock there. Now, that leverage was on. That was very close to the mark. You could see with just the movement, the shoulder went in, the bracing on the arm was there as he went over. More or less looking like the Armenian went over because of the arm lock. Shevardashvili goes through to the next round. But some lovely Ashiwazas along the way.
Well, we can go over to mat number 2 now and pick up the action in the contest between Alpha Jallo of France and Nughzari Tatalashvili of Georgia. There's no score in this contest as yet. Both fighters have picked up a penalty apiece. We've got 5 seconds left to go, and it's looking as though this one is going to go into golden score as well.
As we said, this young man from France, Jallo. Nice judo. Dangerous there with the drop. Sianagi has the Ouchigari as well.
Tatalashvili just demonstrating the change in the rule with regard to Tachiwaza and Newaza, and he remains standing up, so he can attack Jallo,
Yes.
even though Jallo's gone to his knees. And the referee in the middle doesn't have to call mate.
Well, as you can see there with Jallo, he's quite light on his feet there. Oh, goodness me. The Makikomi was there. Rolled him over at the end like a baby.
How many times have we called Makikomi with the Georgians?
Yes.
They're all on that, aren't they?
They're very hot on that technique. There you have it. Wrapped that arm over, came over the top, caught above the elbow, nicely attached himself to Jallo, and he went over.
A much more traditional Makikomi, that
Yes.
one, yeah.
But a great match for Jallo, again showing the potential this young man has for France.
So things are going to calm down a little bit for us now, because we've had Shavdatuashvili first fight up. We've had Tatalashvili first fight up. They're both safely through rather tricky little first round contests, but we can settle down now. I suppose so can the crowd.
Yes, it was 2 very important matches for Georgia that's just passed. And safely to say for Georgia, both athletes have gone through now, and upwards and onwards, hopefully, for them.
Right, coming up now on mat number 2. Sharafidin Boltaboyev of Uzbekistan faces Fedias Konaris of Cyprus. It's Boltaboyev in the white judogi, Konaris in blue. And Boltaboyev wastes no time.
Definitely straight in there on the attack. Scoring a Wazari.
He's got that modified Kataguruma as well. Oh, and Hashiwaza as well, that's it. Done.
Wazari is Seti upon. And no messing around with the Uzbekistan. Boltaboyev there in style takes himself through to the second round of the 81 kilos. The Ouchigari and the counter there just leveled his opponent.
And he'll face Nughzari Tatalashvili in round 2.
Well, that'll be a very interesting match.
Going to be all action today. We're going to stay on mat number 2, because coming up next, another first round contest in the under 81 kilo category. This time it's Aziz Kalkamanuli of Kazakhstan. He faces Stuart Mokwat of Great Britain. It's Kalkamanuli in the white judogi, Mokwat in blue.
Kalkamanuli there have won a bronze medal in Tbilisi last year.
Okay, it's another one who's
Another
not going to hang
one that's
around.
just hit the dust as well. Stuart Mokwat, a youngster from Great Britain, junior.
That's a shocker, that is, for Stuart, because we were just talking this morning about what nice judo he's got. We haven't had an opportunity to see it.
That's the sad thing about it. He's a great technician, beautiful judo, but was caught cold.
Kalkamanuli decided he's not hanging around. He wants to get this over and done with before lunch. Gee. Right, okay, we're going to stay on mat number 2, given that we're racing through it. Why not? We've got Joshkan Abdullayev of Azerbaijan faces Tamazi Kirakozashvili of Georgia. It's Abdullayev in the white judogi, Kirakozashvili in blue.
Well, not even the,
They're not
the
even ready
athletes
yet.
can get up to date with what's going on. There's been 2 very quick matches, and there must be absolute bedlam going on in the back of house.
Can you imagine?
In the judogi control?
Yeah.
Because an average is roughly about sort of a 4 to 5 minute each contest.
Yeah.
And I think we've had
3
an average
Ippons in a row, yeah.
We've had 3 minutes.
With 15 seconds or 20 seconds of each one. Esposito has just buried Junior Santos of Brazil, or Santos Junior, down on mat number 1. So that's over and done with as well. Mr. Derekshan must have his hands full in judogi control at the moment.
Oh,
he's pulling his hair out.
No doubt about it.
Right, Abdullayev in the white judogi, Kira Kozeshvili in blue. And Kira Kozeshvili can take that grip as long as he attacks. And give him a little bit of time there to hang on to it. The pistol grip we're talking about.
Yes. Well, he doesn't seem to be doing anything other than breaking the grip, and I think he will be in some trouble. He'll pick up a Shido for that if he's not careful. Well, Abdullayev there, as you can see, very strong left hand on that lapel, drawing his opponent on several occasions down to his knees. And the Georgian picks up a Shido for defensive gripping here. As you can see, opting for a grip on the sleeve, similar to the pistol grip. This time he's got the hand on the top, so it looks a little bit more positive, but as you can see, he's backing out. More of avoidance. He's got that left hand high on the collar, draws his opponent's head in, hooks in for the Ouchigari. Now that's a little bit more of a positive approach to this contest for the Georgian. Obviously just needing a little bit of time to settle into this contest. He's again once more tries to throw that left hand over the top. He's got his opponent's left sleeve. He drops in, he throws for the... comes across for the Tayatoshi. The Azerbaijan fell for the arm. He was concentrating on that left hand coming over the top that he forgot. And there you have it, the drops in, Aggie. It looked like the leg had stepped through, but there you have it, the drop Aggie just barely gets the hips through, but the power and the speed of entry was enough to get the Ippon. So again, another quick start and a quick finish for Georgian, who goes through to the next round.
It's non-stop, Loretta.
It's great, isn't it? You just can't keep up with these matches.
I think I'm just going to wander down to the warm-up area to have a look and see exactly what's going on down there. It must be carnage.
Well, there must be an atmosphere there. You must, because they're really fired up, these athletes, as they approach the field of play.
Right, on mat number 2, round 1 of the under 70 kilo category, Daria Pogozelic of Poland faces Megan Fletcher of Ireland. It's Pogozelic in the white judogi, Fletcher in blue.
Both opting for the sleeve grips in this contest. Megan coming over the back there, hooking in. There's a slight height advantage over her opponent. Pogozelic looking for the Sodi from that sleeve, as you can see, controlling the right side of Fletcher. Fletcher looking to dominate in the grip, advances onto her opponent, stumbling with that Kouchigari. Tsunagi attempts a drop CO from Pogozelic, Poland. But Megan Fletcher, we know, very competent down in the Niwaza. She looks for that turnover using her feet, but also impressive in Pogozelic there looking a little bit uncomfortable, something obviously with the mouth. It's been a knock to the face there that has unsettled her in this contest. Fletcher staying very focused as she advances onto her opponent. Takes the lapel grip, as you can see, with the right hand. She's got her opponent's right sleeve as well, which is a very controlling grip. It picks up a Shido for that grip. Obviously, when you grip up, you need to use it. And it's just spending that little bit too long in setting up. Again, the Kouchigari stumbling. That looks to be a bit of a winner for her, but the Uchimata there for Pogozelic. Nice attack, getting a lift from Fletcher.
Pogozelic had previously fought at under 78 kilos. And back in 2016, August 2016, almost 2 years ago now, she took a break and came back earlier this year, last month actually, well earlier this month, to fight at the European Open for the first time at under 70. It's an unusual step, because it's a big step down, 8 kilos.
It is a massive, unless she was one of these athletes that was just sitting comfortably between both weight categories. And
yeah,
really didn't...
Kayla Harrison was talking about this. She was never at over 78.
No.
She was always around 74, 75.
Yes.
She could have cut down to 70, but she felt more comfortable at fighting under 78.
Yes.
Now, she would have been fighting players who were coming down from 80, 82. So you normally bring that bit of strength with you, because once you've done the weigh-in in the morning, even if you do the random weigh-in, by the time that 2 o'clock in the afternoon comes, you may have put on a couple of kilos.
I think you find a lot of athletes at that weight category, the under 78s, do. I don't think many actually sit on the top end of that weight. You had Gemma Gibbons, who got a silver medal at the Olympic Games. She was one of those athletes that moved up from 70s to 78 and took a silver medal, but she was one that always sat around about 74, 75 kilos.
And that's why we're saying it's unusual to go from 78 to 70.
And to come down.
Yeah, to come down. Anyway, we'll chat to Pogozelic after this and ask her what the thinking was.
Well, we're into the golden score. There was another strong entry there for the Cianagi for Pogozelic.
And I'm just reminded at how undersized she always looked when she was fighting at under 78.
Yes.
I always thought she just looked tiny for 78. Anyway, here she is at 70. There's no score as yet. Both fighters have picked up a single penalty apiece, and we're into half a minute of the golden score period.
Well, there's been some strong attacks from both of the athletes. Fletcher with the Kouchigari that we've seen quite a few times, where she's just stumbled her opponent to the rear. But Pogozelic there with the Ippon Cianagi that got that lift off of Megan. Fletcher works quite nicely with her feet, but has excellent Niwaza. But you can never write off the Polish athletes, because they're very comfortable down in the ground. And as you see, she's looking for an opportunity there. But Megan herself is fully aware of her strengths and the weaknesses down in the Niwaza. 1 minute and 14 into golden score. Pogozelic picking up her second Shido. Megan once more advancing in, as you can see, with that right hand on the lapel. Pulls her opponent in, but it walks on to Makakomi, but has to be very careful there. Now, this is where she really excels herself, is in the Niwaza. She's got that wrap, and we've seen that, it's so uncomfortable. It's like turning your waist from a 30 to a 24 inch. Very, very uncomfortable. And as you can see, moves her opponent over into position, controls the head quite nicely, and now is secure in the Osakomi. Pogozelic desperately trying to get out as the clock ticks away, but all she needs to do is keep... Oh, the leg is caught up, but has she secured it? Well, she has. She kept it for long enough for the Wazari, and that is a win for Megan Fletcher of Ireland. Well, we always saw the threat for and the strengths of Megan, and that was the Niwaza, and that was a nice little maneuver there that secured the Osakomi and the win into the second round. And now we have, staying with the 70 kilos, Kadyrova of Kazakhstan in the white. Susuri representing Georgia in the blue. Well, Georgian picking up the first Shido in the opening 20 seconds of this contest. Not the greatest of starts. Changes the contest slightly in the dynamics of it. And the Shido start getting placed on the board, then there is signs of trouble. As you can see, that very strong over-the-top grip from the Kazakhstan is causing quite a few problems for the Georgian. Susuri trying to attempt the Sianagi, comes in a little bit deeper this time off that lapel. Kadyrova picking up her first Shido. As she throws that arm once more over the top, Kosota stumbling her opponent down, loses a bit of balance, and failed to pick up the Wazari off that Kosota. Once more throws the arm deep over the back. The Georgian comes through with the hips, countered there from the Kazakhstan. Scoring a Wazari and straight into the Osakomi with the Tatishio Gatami. Well, it's looking very unlikely that the Georgian will manage to get out of that predicament. As you can see, the Kazakhstan looking very comfortable indeed. Zakija of Poland in the white now, in the under 63 kilos, and representing Georgia in blue. Biboshvili. Well, Biboshvili there, as you can see, driving, looking very determined out there. She's got the left hand on her opponent's right side. Battling away, she obviously has the disadvantage of being slightly smaller than her opponent, who's got that long reaching arm over the top, trying to control the speed and entry of the Georgian. Osodagari there, there's a lovely attack from the Georgian, who secures the Osakumi and wakes this crowd up here in this arena. Kezakatami, nicely executed. Wazaria Setiapon. And what a great start for this young lady. Usotagari, she came over the top, clamped onto that right side. Beautifully done, and then secured the control of the head for the Kezakatami. Well, a feisty wee start for this Georgian, and that will build up her confidence no end as she takes herself into the second round of the 63 kilos. And she'll be up against Ljubljana Jovesana a little bit later on in the next round. Well, now we are coming to the men's 81 kilos. Kubetsyov representing Russia in the white. Stepien representing the Poland in blue. Stepien defeated the Ukraine. Kahani in the first round. Very convincing win. Kubetsyov, the #1 seed, coming into this competition. Bronze medal in the Masters last year, European champion. Abu Dhabi bronze medalist. Very strong athlete for Russia. Good prospects for a gold medal here in this competition. Stepien staying very light on his feet, breaks off the grip, but doesn't see the Sodi coming on the opposite side. Russian getting the lift, now working his way in the Niwaza, trying to get that rotation over, and he does so. All he needs to do is, as he draws his opponent in, controls the upper part of the body. That head is a vital ingredient to success here as he tries to draw his leg out. Stepien holding on for dear life, but he's up against a very tough opponent here. There you have it, the Osakumi. Stepien once more trying to capture that leg, and does so effectively. Kubetsyov, as you can see, once more really controlling that head. Stepien's going nowhere, but neither is the Russian, as the leg was caught up. A good bit of refereeing there to allow that action to continue. Now we're into the last half of this contest. 1 minute, 52 seconds remaining. Kubetsyov #1 seed, looking very strong out there. Great start. It's his first match, had a bye in the first round. And the second Shido now goes to Stepien of Poland. One more would result in the hand Sokomaki, so really has to start getting back into this contest. Does the Kosota stumble as his opponent backwards? Kubetsiev trying to control and take the stronger of the grips. Russian drawing his opponent down into the Niwaza. Stepien trying to throw that arm over the top. It's secured quite nicely from the Russian, who drops underneath for the Sianagi. Now finds himself on the receiving end of the groundwork. Not any time under any threat there in the ground. Stepien using his feet quite nicely there. Attempts a Sutemi Waza, but once again finds himself on the receiving end of the Niwaza, and we saw how effective Kubetsiev is down in the ground. Had his opponent in the Osakomi for a short period of time. With 40 seconds remaining in this contest. 2 Shidos to Stepien. Kubetsiev with the Soda Makikomi, wonderful attack there, scoring it upon and taking himself into the next round, the quarterfinals of the 81 kilos.
Well, I managed to speak to Jallo. He was, you know, he understood the situation. Difficult draw, first fight up, Luxari Tatalashvili. He just wants more experience. That's what he was saying. You know, he would have liked to have come here and had, you know, more fights, but that was the way that the draw worked out. He wasn't disappointed at all with the performance. Just looking forward to, you know, being on the mat again as soon as possible, hopefully at the European Championships. And speaking of Tatalashvili, here he is. Luxari Tatalashvili of Georgia faces Sharafidin Boltaboyev of Uzbekistan. It's Tatalashvili in the white judogi, Boltaboyev in blue.
Well, Tatalashvili, as we said, did have a bit of a wake-up match in the first round. That was quite a challenging one, and a lot of pressure for the Georgian, especially on home grounds. Boltaboyev came out very sharp in his first round, defeating quite nicely and very convincingly his opponent from Cyprus. Boltaboyev there dropping underneath his opponent, taking down the Georgian. Didn't get the little finish at the end for that score, but nevertheless a very strong attack. Uzbek throwing that left hand once again over the top, drawing his opponent's right shoulder down, pulling the head into his chest and hooking in with the Uchimata combination techniques. Tatalashvili really struggling to take a little bit of control in this contest in the opening minute, or 2 minutes in this contest, halfway through now, and Tatalashvili still on the receiving end of not only the stronger grips, but also the attacks. Boltaboyev there, come across for the Taitoshi, showed that and dropped through to the opposite side for the Sianagi. Nice combination. Once more, two very strong attacks. Tatalashvili struggling with that left hand, trying to break through. And becoming very agitated of not having that control on the left side. Once more, Boltaboyev controlling his opponent's left sleeve. He works quite nicely for both left and right with the Tai Toshi, then switching through to the Sianagi to the opposite side. It has been a real battle of the grips, and Boltaboyev picking up a Shido for the grip. But obviously the referee saw some sort of blood that was on the gis of the athletes, and then eventually found out it was Boltaboyev that's obviously got a scratch. Well, this is an opportunity for Tatalashvili to compose himself. He has been on the receiving end for the past 2 minutes of the stronger attacks and controlling of the sleeves, which has frustrated him quite a bit in this first half of the contest. So now it's an opportunity to think of the action plan in the next 2 minutes to come. Trying to stay focused out there. It's not always the easiest thing. But here we have Boltaboyev back on our scene now. And the action continues. Tatalashvili, as you can see, with the left hand controlling his opponent's right sleeve. He's really comfortable in that position as yet. Boltaboyev, as you can see, with the left hand higher on the collar, drops it, or lost the control there, dropped to his knees, and he'll pick up a Shido for that.
Dodged that bullet. He was lucky.
He was lucky, but it wasn't an intentional drop. He just lost control of what has been, in the previous minutes, very strong grips. So there was the Makakomi again that we've seen so many times from the Georgians. It's very effective. Came a little bit too high, threw the arm over the top, caught the arm, but as he hooked across with the Osota and tried to switch it, he found his feet off the ground, but nicely done there. Boltaboyev overstretched himself. Lost control, but Tatalashvili didn't capitalize on that error. Overstretched himself, lost the balance, but the upper body control was there from the Georgian. Boltaboyev there, the Osotogari, the lift. So close. That was a technique that could have gone either way. Both athletes were hovering in the air at one stage. Boltaboyev there with the left hand around the back, trapping his opponent's right side. Now we're coming into golden score. This has been a very challenging match for both these athletes that have been very impressive in the first round. Like we said right at the beginning, 81 kilos. Well, this top half, Pool A and Pool B, was probably the strongest on paper. And some very strong athletes will go out at the first stages of this. Oh, there's the Makikomi again. We saw it in the first round, it's there in the second. And in the golden score, 23 seconds in, scores. Steps across for the Tai Toshi, but it's that arm that traps over for the Makikomi. Beautifully executed. Finishing with the Wazari. Well, Tachishvili goes through. Well, didn't think, that's a little bit harsh, I feel, there, because there was a continuation and that shoulder did hit the mat. But maybe they felt there was a bit of a pause before he actually got that final finish to it. But it just leaves it open again for a little bit more excitement to come.
They'd already sent out the next two fighters who now have to stand in the wings and wait their turn.
Well, with the flurry of wins that we had so rapidly at the beginning, that now the judogi controller, there's the Osota, but again countered from Boltaboyev. Anticipated that quite nicely, but picks up a second. Shido puts himself under a little bit of pressure there, playing too long of a waiting game. Needs to start advancing now and being first on the attacks. Boltaboyev sails over, throws that arm over the top, dismissed by the Georgian, who now seems to be very much in control with the grips. Uses his feet to try and break his opponent's balance. We know he's got that Makikomi. It's a real battle of grips. There's a lift. The attempt of a Sutemi wasn't as convincing as previous attempts. More of a desperate attack there, under a little bit more pressure. He's not getting his own way now when it comes to the Kumikata. Cross grip there. Swings round the back, that left hand trying to control the... Oh! The attempt of Asasai losing control. Got to be very careful there. It's looking a little bit uncomfortable. Very untidy from Boltaboyev. Needs to be a little bit more precise with his attacks. He has to have better control in the upper body. Before attempting the Ouchigari there. Nice attack from the Georgian. Yeah, an attempt of a Sutemi was it, but I'm not quite sure about that, to be honest. He's attempting some very tricky moves there, but
now.
he really doesn't have the control in the upper body to be able to execute it well. And the Georgian again putting in the first attack. Now it's the Makikomi.
This will be it now, yeah.
Well, I think this could be the third and final Shido going to be awarded to the Uzbekistan.
Yeah, and the whole crowd knows it. Watching judo in Tbilisi is completely different from anywhere else. You've got a really partisan crowd, which you find in different places, but the knowledge of what is going on and what is about to happen they're really on it. They know what's happening here.
Well, this was a real turning point, this golden score for Tatislashvili. Right at the beginning of this contest, he didn't look like he in for a shout of getting through this round, but has really turned it around in the golden score. He's dominated with the grips. He's been first on the attacks. He really has stepped up and well deserving a place in the second round. Well, he's had 2 matches so far in this competition for Tatidashvili.
Both into golden
score. And he's really
score.
had to work for it.
That was the Makikomi that was not. You see, his shoulder doesn't touch the mat. It's his hip and the legs, and he keeps the shoulder off.
Yes.
You've got to have some kind of contact. And then by the time his shoulder touches the mat, he's whipped the bottom half of his body back. Tricky one, because my first thought there is that's Rosari.
Definitely.
Because he
yes.
whips him over, and then when you see it in slow motion, his shoulder doesn't touch the mat.
The shoulder didn't touch, and it was just more the brace that he
yeah.
to keep his shoulder off. So he controlled it well. He anticipated that well.
On mat 2 now, Stanislav Semenov of Russia faces Aziz Kalkamanuli of Kazakhstan. It is Semenov in the white judogi, Kalkamanuli in blue. Kazakh picks up a penalty for avoiding to take a grip. And now Semenov also, and I like his eyebrow movement there as if to say, who, me? Both fighters penalized for avoiding to take a grip. Second penalty picked up by Kalkamanuli. Going to cause him some problems because there's half the contest still to come. Right, let's go down to mat number 3, if we can. We're going to take a look at Zabeda Rekviashvili of Georgia. This is in the under 81 kilo category. First look at the number 2 seed. This is round 2. He's up against Kazimkhan Otiluyev of Kazakhstan. Rekviashvili in the white judogi, Otiluyev in blue, and it's a Kazakh fighter who picks up a third penalty for attempting to just slap the grip away, and Rekviashvili said the same thing. He said, oh, that's not on, is it? So Rekviashvili finds himself in the quarterfinal. I'll have a quick look and see who else it is that's coming on. We could go back, actually, to mat number 2 and see how they're getting on there. Sorry about jumping around a bit, but... let's have a look and see what's happened with Semenov and Kalkamanuli. Well, still no score yet. The Kazakh fighter has picked up 2 penalties, the Russian just the 1. Having said that, he now picks up a second penalty. So both fighters have been penalized twice. Right, this one is going to go into golden score. Kalka Manuli looking a little bit worse for wear, slow to get back to his feet. What a thumping that was from Semenov. This was just a pure body slam, wasn't it? Something you might see in another form of fighting. Well, I'm not surprised that he's taking a little bit of time to get back to his feet. That was quite a thumping that Kalka Manuli took there from Semenov. We're going to stay on mat number 2. Because coming up next will be Jack Hatton of the United States of America. He faces Tamazi Kirakozashvili of Georgia. It's Hatton in the white judogi, Kirakozashvili in blue. Just trying to get Hatton upright, bent over, and he'll pick up a penalty here for that posture. Well, second penalty picked up by Hatton there for that false attack. He knew that he had to put something in, and he couldn't come up with an attack strong enough to threaten Kirakozashvili. Slightly disconcerting when the scoreboard operator puts the score up on the wrong side. You think, have I missed something? Was I, you know, did I get that wrong? But they'd originally put the score up for Jack Hatton. Minute left to go. Kyriakozashvili leads by Wazari. Wasn't the strongest of attacks from the Georgian. He just threw that in there. And the referee has noticed that and gives him a penalty for it. Half a minute left to go. Chance for Kyriakozashvili to burn some of the time off that clock now. Work his opponent on the ground. Might take 10 or 15 seconds off there. Maybe 10 seconds. Single score of Wazari was enough for Tamazi Kyriakozashvili of Georgia to get past Jack Hatton of the United States of America. That puts the Georgian into the quarterfinal, where he'll face Stanislav Semenov of Russia. I'm going to run through that quarterfinal lineup very quickly. Alan Kubetsov of Russia will face Nukhzari Tatalashvili of Georgia. It'll be Stanislav Semenov to face Tamazi Kyriakozashvili of Georgia. Zabeda Rekviashvili of Georgia will face Sergei Krivkach of Ukraine. And Henri Egotidze of Portugal will face the winner of the contest taking place down on mat number 3 between Vladimir Zoloyev of Kyrgyzstan and Koba Chedlishvili of Georgia. There's no score in that contest as yet. We're going to take a look at the round 2 contest between Marie-Eve Gahi of France. She faces Megan Fletcher of Ireland. It's Gahi in the white judogi, Fletcher in blue. Oh, got herself into a good position there, Fletcher, to attack on the left-hand side with Ogoshi. Couldn't finish off. Last time it was Gahi who got herself into a good position for Uchimata, but she couldn't complete either. 2:20 left to go. Fletcher picked up a penalty for passivity there. That was a signal from the referee anyway, but... And now it's gone on the board. Yeah. Second penalty picked up by Fletcher. Just the one to Gahi, and again, Gahi getting herself into a good throwing position, but not being able to finish off. Oh, yes. That was a good effort there. We're going to take a look at this one. My feeling is that Fletcher scored here. Maybe that's not the best angle. I don't know. They've decided against it. Close, but no score. And now Fletcher gets scored on. Right at the death. No doubt about that one, I'm afraid. Marie-Yves Gahi goes through to the quarterfinal. A tough battle, one where the French fighter came out on top. Right, these are all round 2 contests up and down the venue. Mats 1, 2 and 3 have all got second round contests taking place. You can choose where it is that you want to go. Ferdinand Karapetyan of Armenia faces Zviad Kapanadze of Georgia down on mat number 1. Here on mat number 2 is Alina Lengweiler of Switzerland. She faces Bruna Silva of Brazil. And then down on mat number 3, it's Gemma Howell of Great Britain to face Sarah Mackleberg of Germany. Choice is yours. We're going to stay here on mat 2. Why not? It's Lengweiler in the white judogi, Silva in blue. That was a huge standing Ippon Seoinage, left-sided from Bruna Silva, beautifully executed. Look at that. That's not textbook, isn't it? Right, up on mat number 2 now. Sandra Diedrich of Germany faces Madina Taimazova of Russia. It's Diedrich in the white judogi, Taimazova in blue. I suppose Taimazova will forever be remembered, or at least I'm going to remember Taimazova for having come to the tatami with her mobile phone stuck in her jacket, and it fell out just as she started competing. That was nicely done from Diedrich. Looked like a score to me. Ojigari. Yeah, I like that. Ojigari for a score. Oh, maybe Taimazova with the Uranagi coming back. Maybe we're just being that little bit generous this morning then. Oh, I'm just reminded that Sandra Diedrich also had the mobile phone incident. So what a coincidence that is then. Diedrich and Taimazova have got something in common. They've both been disqualified for having their mobile phones on the tatami. That's got to be unique, hasn't it? And I bet they don't know. I'll have to tell them afterwards. What a coincidence that is. 220 odd, no score. That could be a quiz, couldn't it? Quiz question. What have Diedrich and Taimazova have got in common? That's a quality shout, that one. Just been shown a photograph by one of our colleagues. That's a little snapshot of Diedrich sitting, and the caption above her head is, "Can someone lend me a mobile phone?" It's not fair, is it? It's serious business here. Single Shido against Diedrich, 1:50 odd left to go. Looking to go over on the right side with that Makikomi effort, Taimazova, but it was a weak one. And she was in the process of collapsing. just as she got the technique underway. Well, she's inventive, isn't she? Taimazova comes at you from all sorts of different angles. Even if the initial entry isn't that great, she finds a way to come up with something. Doesn't look as though that one is going anywhere, so the referee calls mate with 1:14 left to go. Single Shido against the German Sandra Diedrich. Again, right hand going over on the other side there, looking for the Makikomi. But it's a hurried effort from Taimazova. And now gets caught immediately. As soon as they grip up, after the second Shido, in comes Diedrich and over goes Taimazova. It's one of those cases where she flattered to deceive, I'm afraid. So Diedrich it is who wins out in the battle of the, well, I'm not going to say it, we'll just move on, shall we? Don't mention it again. Right, round 2 in the under 70 kilo category. Natasha Ausma of the Netherlands faces Dinara Kudarova of Kazakhstan. It's Ausma in the white judogi, Kudarova in blue. Less said about mobile phones, the better. First of the quarterfinals will feature Marie-Yves Gahy of France. She'll be up against Bruna Silva. And in the second quarterfinal, it will be the winner of this contest, Natasha Ausma and Dinara Kudarova, who will face Sandra Diedrich. Immediately after this, we're going to have the second round of the under 63 kilo category. We'll get to see the #1 seed and current world champion Clarisse Agbegninu. That's coming up next. Just a single Shido against Kudarova at the moment. No score yet. Oh, and there it is. Ausma with Koji Gaki bringing down her Kazakh opponent. Ojigari, actually, it was. Right-sided Ojigari. There's a Makikomi top to that as well. Ausma having the right arm over the right side of her opponent as she attacked, using that right leg for the Ojigari. She's got that advance there again, shaping maybe for a similar effort. But Kudarova is a bit defensive and holds onto both sides and gets penalised for it. She's picked up 2 penalties now, and we've got 1 minute and 40-odd seconds left to go. And now it's Ausma who gets penalised for the overly defensive grip. Strong grip from Ausma, just blocking Kudarova out without really doing anything. Twenty odd seconds left to go. 2 penalties picked up by Kudarova. It's Ausma with the Wazari score on the board who leads here. She's picked up a single penalty herself and has another bash at the Ouchigari there. This time Kudarova defends strongly against that. Georgy Shamakov of Russia has won his contest down on mat number 1. And Ausma has won her contest here on mat number 2. Well, we're definitely going to stay here because we're going to get our first chance to see Clarisse Agbegnenu, the current world champion from France. She's up next in round 2 of the under 63 kilo category. She had a bye in the first round, but it'll be Agbegnenu in the white judogi. She's up against Gekke van den Berg of the Netherlands in blue. Those two about to take to the mat once we bow off here, with Ausma having won and taken the place in the quarterfinal in the under 70 kilo category. Okay, let's have the next pair up then.
As I said, this is the first match for both these athletes. Both of them in the first round had a bye. The winner of this will take them into the quarterfinals.
Definitely not the first fight that Gekke van den Berg wanted.
Well, definitely not. Van den Berg, as you can see, is really strong, upright-looking athlete, but Agbegnenu taking that left hand high on the collar, drawing Van den Berg's head down, catching it with the Kouchigari, nicely executed. Now follows it through into the Niwaza, looks for the turnover, very strong indeed. Needs to tie up those legs a little bit better. Controls that arm, as you can see, that's what she's looking for. Taking her time that little bit more. Referee doing well to keep this in play. She obviously can see that there she lost that arm control and obviously lost control of the whole Niwaza routine. Well, the French girl once more with the left hand high in the collar, draws her opponent down to her eye level, where she can work from there. Very strong positioning for Agbegnenu. Hooks in with the Ouchi-gari and has that combination of the Uchimata as well off the back of that. Ouchi-gari, oh, ippon, no doubt about it. Came over the top, trapped, high collar, drew down onto that shoulder, hooked in with the Ouchi-gari, and that back leg, as you can see, driving through her opponent into the ground. So absolutely buried her into the tatami. That
was quite a landing, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. I think the for Vandenberg. She felt their mat had opened up and buried her. And literally from this angle, exactly what had happened.
Right, on mat 2 now, Janka Pascualino of Brazil faces Sofia Matatova of Russia. Pascualino in the white judogi, Matatova in blue.
Well, a battle of grips going on here, both trying desperately to control the contest. Exchange of grips. Pascualino, as you can see, with that left hand round the back, controlling the shoulder of her opponent's right side. More Pascualino throwing that left hand high onto the collar, drawing her opponent's head down. Now controlling into the niwaza, she ties up those legs. Sangaki, but head slips out, lost a great opportunity down there in the ground. Matatova once again on the receiving end of the niwaza. Nice little spin over the top there. Sadly wasn't able to secure anything into the niwaza. Once more Pascualino throwing the left hand, controlling the right side. Definitely frustrating the Russian. No end there as Russian picks up the first Shido. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this contest. So far the Brazilian has dominated quite nicely the pace of this contest. That left hand over the top is causing real problems for the Russian. Drops Sianagi there, nicely executed. Sadly didn't get the little finish at the end for the score. Matatova now trying to create something in the niwaza, but obviously very little on offer for her at this stage of the contest. 1.5 minutes remaining in the contest now. Russian coming in with the Ouchigari. Has a strong right hand high collar grip there. First time we've seen the Russian look as if she'd taken advantage of that grip throughout this match, and the Brazilian straight again back in with the right hand on the lapel as she tries to throw that left hand over the top. Once again, the Russian picks up the second Shido now. Well, to the frustration, really needs to now get that, as you can see, the right hand over and start working. She works for the Kosota, looking for that opportunity there. We've just coming up to a minute remaining in this contest. 2 Shidos. Matatova really now has to do a lot more work. Has been on the receiving end most of the time in this contest. Finds herself and spun over there for that Makakomi. Didn't really get the finish, but again, a very strong attack from Pasqualino.
Just to let you know that starting on mat number 1 now is round 3 of the under 73 kilo category. Lasha Shavdatuashvili of Georgia faces Giovanni Esposito of Italy. It'll be Shavdatuashvili in the white judogi, Esposito in blue. If you want to continue watching Pasqualino and Matatova, just click on mat 2 and you'll stay there. But it's down to mat number 3, mat number 1, beg your pardon, that we're going to go and take a look at Shavdatuashvili and Esposito. That was a look earlier on this morning at Shavdatuashvili and Gazarian. But now we're live with Shavdatuashvili in the white judogi, Esposito in blue. And there are 3 rounds, a quarter-final, semi-final and final for the under 73 kilo category fighters. How many have we got in here? 33.
33 athletes, yes. It's quite a large weight category.
Well, Esposito is going to keep himself busy. That's the best thing to do against Shavdatuashvili. You don't want to be standing still.
Definitely not. Laveo Sotogari there. Good attack for the Italian. Ruffles on that lapel. Well, the Italian really changing the pace of this contest. And rightly so, he's down by 2 shidos at the moment. 1 more would result in the hand Sokumaki. He's got to stay very busy and sharp out there. Cannot afford to make any mistakes.
2:36, and you've got 2 left to go, and you've got 2 penalties against you.
It's a long way to go, isn't it?
You've put yourself in the most difficult position. And you find yourself in that position because you're doing negative things. You're trying to close down your opponent, and you end up picking up penalties.
Well, the Georgian had to brace quite hard there on that Cianagi.
He's got to be really careful here. Esposito. Doesn't look as though this is going to last that much longer. You know, you can keep a clean sheet. That is to say, you can avoid being thrown,
yes,
but you're going to pick up 3 penalties in the process.
Koichi, oh! So close there with the Koichigari.
And yet he's the one who's come closest to scoring.
Yes.
On 2 occasions now.
Well, he had the Koichigari, had the Maruti Cianagi, the drop Cianagi, where there was a lot of bracing going on for the Georgian to try and avoid being thrown. And although he looked very busy trying to capitalize in the Niwaza, there's 2 shidos now apiece for the Georgian and the Italian. So both are now walking a very fine line.
Yeah,
Esposito really is playing a great match out here against such an experienced athlete.
4 penalties is not what you wanted to see on the board with 2 quality fighters.
Oh! Oh. Well, I think he rescued that.
Yeah, he got it so quickly.
He was up so quick. If he'd stayed down there any longer, he would have been shidoed for that, but... Yo, Chigari. Well, minutes remaining in this contest. Oh, again, that Chigari just clips the heels. And there you have the real stumble back from the Georgian. Did well to rescue that. Again, a nice attack from the Italian.
It's nice footwork from Esposito, because it was Ojigari that time and it was Koji the time before on the other leg. So
his feet are definitely working well for him.
both with the right leg, but Oji right-sided one time and Koji right-sided the other time.
Now, you always get a bit nervous when they ask them to do their geese up. Esposito really put a couple of good to strong attacks there. And the Georgian, as you can see, taking that massive deep breath in. Oh, well. An attempt of a Sutemi was.
Yeah.
He had the arm over the belt, felt that he was in a good position.
Oh,
was anticipated
sorry.
well. Well, you don't really want this match to go to another penalty. I think both athletes are really battling it out. It's a tough match. We're now going into the golden score. Esposito, you wouldn't have thought, would have actually made golden score at the start of this contest, where he was down on 2 Shidos almost right from the beginning. Halfway through this contest, he's battled away and now starting to look a real contender through for the next round. Oh, that looked like a bit of a drag down.
That was a soft.
That was a very soft attack, and it really was for the Italian more of an avoidance. And I think the care system has most probably picked that up. Now they've had time to really review that action. Well, they felt that it was a score. Oh, now they've taken it away.
Yeah.
Well, this match is definitely keeping us on the edge of our seats. Both athletes obviously looking quite tired out there, and rightly so. They've battled away for almost 5 minutes now. Esposito really struggling to get 2 hands on his opponent. Sutemi was her attempt. Well, I think the class is not a bad move, because there was a spin from the Georgian to try and avoid it. The foot was in position. Now the Italian taking gulps of air there. Both looking very tired. Oh, there you have. Oh, I thought it was all over and done with there. That Makikomi came in once more. A little bit soft, a little bit slow. Reacted well.
Good little spin off the head there.
Spin off the head.
There's a little bit of breakdancing there.
Again, that Ochigari. Oh,
he's not going to get off that one.
Well, definitely not.
Esposito's smiling.
He just thought it was just a matter of time, really, for him. I don't think this young man from Italy could have done any more on that tatami against such a strong opponent. There you have it.
He smiles when he's finished.
He just knew it, didn't he?
Yeah, he'd given everything. Terrific battle.
That was a lovely attack there. That
Makikomi?
Definitely, Makikomi. The little forte of the Georgian team.
Yeah, they're all whacking him over with that.
Yeah.
Top draw fight.
That was a really interesting match, and full credit to the Italian. He really gave it to the end. A good match.
That was only round 3, Loretta.
I know. He's not had an easy run through. That's another tough round for the #1 seed.
Right, so that puts Shavdatuashvili into the first of the quarterfinals. Who have we got coming up now? You did mention Niels Stump of Switzerland this morning. Here he is.
Yes.
He is up against Lukas Vennekold of Germany. It's Stump in the white judogi, Vennekold in blue. I think we'll stick here then. Round 3.
Yeah, Stump is one of these, one of the athletes that's just under the radar here, but a great junior athlete. He's got some very impressive track record already. The European Cadet Championships, was a bronze medalist back in 2016, and I say back into that's a cadet level, and this youngster coming through and making his debut here in the senior international world circuit event is finding himself battling away for a place in the quarterfinal. Stump looking for the Aponsianagi. As you can see, the right hand on the lapel, trying to creep up onto the high collar. Uchigari got caught cold there with the German. Vennekold now looking to try and work his way through in the Niwaza. Shido goes to Stump there. A little reminder, early signs of warning to now start picking up the pace. Oh, the Osotogari just didn't have the upper body control there. Allowed that hand and his opponent just to twist out at the crucial moment. Beautifully done, came in very deep, strong, powerful attack there. Vennekold did extremely well to avoid that. Harai Makakomi, nicely done. Very powerful move. Scorza Wazari. Stump now taking the lead with 1 minute 45 seconds remaining. There you have it. Arm round the waist, big Harai into the Makakomis. Beautifully done. Harai Goshi there, wonderfully done. Vennekold with the Koichigari, the Osotogari once more. Oh, yes! Absolutely buried him. Well, this young man is starting to ooze with confidence as he progresses through this contest into the competition, now into the quarterfinals. Poor goodness me, well, that looked a sore one. Oh, each time. Beautifully done. Well, that was a lovely finish for Stump. All right, so now we've just seen a quarterfinal match on mat number 2, and so we can swiftly go across there to Kubetsov of Russia in the white and Tatilashvili of Georgia in blue. This is a quarterfinal match of the under 81 kilos. A very crucial match for the Georgians. And if we can swiftly go across to mat number 2. There we have it. So 30 seconds into this contest. Kubetsov, number 1 seed in the 81 kilos. Both athletes picking up a Shido in the first 30 seconds of this contest. Tatilashvili just on the receiving end of that Kosota, concentrating so hard and trying to get that left hand over the top. He's got to be careful he doesn't leave that foot trailing. As you can see, he's showing on that side, the Sianagi was there for the Russian. Well, Tatilashvili is showing that left hand. He knows that he wants to get it over the top, but what he does is leads with that left leg as well. And as you can see, the Russian just tapping away at that left side of the Georgian. The Kosota obviously being the danger, but the Ashi was as well that Tatilashvili we know is capable of doing. But a nice combination of techniques there. Georgian trying to throw that left hand. As you can see, he's concentrating so much and getting the left hand over the top that he's leaving himself wide open on the left side. Well, still no score. 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining in this contest. A place in the semi-final. Kubetsov, the #1 seed. Kosota off that left, as you can see, which every time the Georgian leaves himself wide open for the attack. Osotagari. Oh, yes! And that's a Wazari. With just under a minute remaining. Kubetsov now in a lot of trouble. What? Osotagari, well, he put his hand down. Well, there was the block, but it was a continuation. The hand went down to block the move. Now, surprised. Well, there was a real opportunity there for the Georgian to just steal this match. And really, for Kubetsov, it was a big warning to say, right, let's pick this up and get on with this. Needs to finish it off. Comes in the Sianagi. Tatilashvili just breaking it down. Trying desperately to make his opponent look passive. Well, we're now into the golden score. Well, this has been a real battle and a half between two very strong opponents, both deserving a place in the semi-finals. Georgian home ground really raising to the occasion. This crowd supporting him all the way. Comes in for a Makikomi, switches it for the Osotagari. Well, having another look at that previous score that we thought was a Wazari. There was a definite block with the arm that braced on the landing his opponent. Kubetsov landed on his front rather than on the tip of the shoulder. Well, Shido, second one going to the Russian. A minute into the golden score. Tatilashvili blocking the Sianagi once more. Sound advice from the Georgian coach, trying to encourage his player all the way.
He's got plenty of experience himself, the Georgian coach, former Olympic champion. He won the blue ribbon weight, they call it, the 90-kilo category in Beijing. Retained the titles for the Georgians. Nice attack here from Kubetsov. Oh, almost slipped. What a slip that would have been.
There was an opportunity lost. Didn't react quick enough there.
Kami Shogatami was on.
Sianagi moved there,
right there.
Execution, but it landed on his back, and Tatilashvili just didn't see it quick enough.
Got to get some attacks in now, Tatilashvili.
Yes, he definitely needs. That's a couple of strong attacks there.
Go on,
But,
keep going, just keep going. Yeah.
That's the thing, he can score from there.
I'm really sorry, but you know, judo's a contact sport, and when you make a mistake, you need to punish them. And he should have punished him there, because Kubetsov was throwing in all those attacks, and he's drawn a penalty for that. From what? He was just shaping.
Yeah.
They weren't really big attacks. He knew he needed to put some pressure on Tatilashvili, and he did it well. But when he went down there, Tatilashvili should have punished him for that. Should have made.
Yes, he's done it. Fantastic finish there. Well, this crowd have just erupted as they've seen the #1 seed go out at the quarterfinals, and now he can only look at an opportunity of bronze.
See, that short piece of action there just showed he was tapping at the feet, he was pulling, he was attacking.
Exactly. He drew him down to his knees and then switched direction for the Oso Tagaru when he was actually on his knees at that time. A great change of direction, anticipated so well, and it looks like he's just won the Olympic Games.
You see the cameraman in the background. Look at the cameraman in the background.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk to him about that.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Well, that was definitely a very exciting match. But you know what? It's justice done, because there was another score earlier on, and yes, it wasn't a score, but it was a great attack. He was so close to finishing it earlier on in the contest, but they're silenced. Well, that was a wonderful finish there. Great match.
We can see the walk down the tunnel, and Kubetsov and Tatilashvili have got to take the same walk. But Kubetsov is hanging around because he's going to watch the next fight, because that's going to be his next opponent. The loser of that will fight Kubetsov in the repechage contest. And on the mat now is Stanislav Semenov of Russia and Tamazi Kirakozashvili of Georgia. So you've got another Russia-Georgia matchup.
This would be really a sad moment for Russia if they lose this one as well.
Yeah, to come back to that, punish your opponent when they give you that opening. We know that rule change allows, that's a good effort, and almost a slip there. We know that the rule change allows for the person in tachiwaza to continue attacking the person who's in nearwaza.
Yes.
Don't let that slip, because it makes them think twice about putting in those false attacks.
It's quite interesting to see how some of the athletes respond so slowly to that now. I know it's a new rule that's in, but they're still responding very slowly. They're losing great opportunities down from that transition.
Almost slipped there, didn't he?
Almost.
Just managed to get the legs in the right place to block his opponent. Single Shido against Semenov. And now there's going to be a minor delay whilst they tidy up a bit of tape on the right hand. That should give us a chance to catch our breath after that Kubetsov-Tatalashvili contest.
God, I'm still on the edge of me. I can't believe that. That was just, that was a lovely piece of judo there. That really was exciting stuff.
But Kubetsov, you know, credit to him, was a clever fighter. He knew what he had to do. He was putting in attack after attack, and that was a strong one there.
Yes, that was
Here's
very
the
strong.
slip. That was the chance for Tatalashvili. He just begins to harass him here, just pushes him.
Well, it was that left hand that he was always showing. He always wanted that left hand over the top. And that was the problem that was plaguing him through the first 4 minutes of the contest. The left hand just wasn't connecting. And there, when he did get connection, he was able to finish it.
Been great entertainment so far.
Oh!
Just couldn't turn him. I mean,
Just had him up in the air. He was flying. He was ready to go, but just...
Semenov turns in the air. Look, he just gets the right
He
hand.
put that hand down. He actually was able to brace his
Yeah.
face forward. The shoulder came in the right position to break the fall.
He's gone this time.
Gosh, oh, yes! Well, he's not wasting any time. He's looking to secure the Osakomi, but I don't think he needs to be honest. The arm comes round the waist. Oh, gosh,
That'll be it, yeah.
fantastic planting there. Pulled on that sleeve, and there you have it. Oh, textbook style. Oh, look
Yeah.
at the head as well.
That'll do.
Oh, that was nice.
Over
Textbook style of
and
Ogoshi, huh?
out.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Well, I'll
And-
tell you what, they've come here, the Russians, with a good team. This is a good bunch of boys, and they have taken a bit of a whacking. The Georgians have lifted their game every time they've been up against the Russians,
two
and
Russians,
really
one
pulled it
after
out.
another
Yeah.
that's just hit the dust, and can only look to battle away for a bronze medal later on. Oh, that was nice.
Right, another quarterfinal coming up. This time it's in the under 70 kilo category. Marie-Yves Gahi of France faces Bruna Silva of Brazil. It's Gahi in the white judogi, Silva in blue. And Silva's a beautiful thrower. She threw a terrific Ippon Seoinage in the previous round. Gahi will do well to avoid getting caught with that one.
She's such a stylish athlete, isn't she? She's so upright, elegant. She flows on that tatami, doesn't seem to be phased at all, doesn't get herself under any pressure. So laid back when she's out there. She's soaks in the whole atmosphere of this arena. Throws that right arm over onto the collar. Silva obviously trying to avoid that connection. And we saw in the previous match where she was up against Megan Fletcher that it could have been all over and done with for her. Nice turnover there, but obviously with the leg caught up, wasn't going to waste any energy trying and rake that foot out of position. Definitely is capable of throwing and throwing big. Right hand once more, high on the collar, knocks almost the head off the shoulders of Silva. Kojigari stumbles her opponent down. Well, Silva trying to avoid the right arm coming over the top and while she's trying to stop, she's not really able to engage into doing her judo. And picks up the shidos, and this is the result. 2 shidos already in 2.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Somehow Silva's got to find the confidence to start mixing it with her opponent. Attempts to see Nagy totally misjudge the entry on that. Gahi still looking as fresh as when she's... Oh, gosh! Koshiguruma there and scores a Wazari. Silva now with just under 2 minutes remaining. The hit was in. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and there it is again. Oh, she's now started to turn out to be very brave indeed and really taking the match, has built up and found that confidence somewhere. Gahi again trying to come back. Still doesn't put herself under pressure at this moment, even though she trails with a Wazari. Kosota, well, there you have it. Could have been Ippon that. And there it is Ippon, the Kosota, straight in, Ippon scored, but it looks like Silva picked up a slight injury there on that fall. Beautifully done. Well, she done well to compose herself. With the Wazari down, just came straight in and started battling back. But there was the big wake-up call for the #1 seed. Walked straight on the Koshiguruma. So Gahi takes a place in the semi-final, the under-70s, and she'll be up against the winner of the next match coming up. And that's against Dietrich, Germany in the white. And Asma of the Netherlands in the blue. Well, this is one of the young ladies we were talking about, had suffered an injury that took her out of competition for some time, and a great performance in Düsseldorf. And Agadir picking up bronze medals in both tournaments. Was back in 2015, I believe, was a gold medalist here in Tbilisi. Dietrich really trying to find a way through. On the receiving end of some very strong gripping skills there of the Dutch. Picks up a first Shido for holding on the same side as the jacket. Dietrich hooking in with the Ouchigari, really didn't secure any control of her opponent as she entered there. Asma locking in with the ouchigari. Falling down into the ground now, leaving herself a little bit open there in the niwaza. Referee must be a little bit quick in reacting in the niwaza. There was an opportunity for Dietrich in the niwaza. German now picking up Ashido, so it's one apiece with 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining. Dutch hooking in with the ouchigari, looking for the possibly uchimata. If was given the right reaction of the German. Dietrich there, as you can see, with the right hand on the lapel. Again, leaving herself very vulnerable there. Ouchigari. Both looking with very similar grips there, trying to draw each other's heads down. Looking to get that Osotogari as well as the Makakomi as the hips started to twist there. Well, Tushido's to 1 at this moment. The quarterfinal position, a place stake in the semi-final. And a lovely Oso to attack there. More of an avoidance, but hooked in there quite nicely, and Portugal did very well to escape of that attack. Two Shidos apiece now, 15 seconds remaining before we go into golden score. Dietrich tying up her opponent's right side. Seeing the Osotogari from that angle there. Bismarck trying to come over the top. Well, we're now into the golden score. First exchange comes from the German with the ouchigari. You can see the hips hovering through. Bismarck looking for the Makakomi, falls down to her knees. German now starting to look very tired out there. Well, first on the grips comes from the German, but if anyone is looking at the mat number or trying to follow the mat number 1, there is going to be a 5-minute break. Now we're into the half a minute into golden score. Referee wanting to verify something that she picked up earlier on. Wasn't quite sure whether it was a step out of the contest area. which would result in another Shido being awarded, but they're allowing that to ride. Dietrich hooking in with the Ojigari. Got her head buried under her opponents. Uchimata once more from the German. Well, it's been a real battle between both these athletes. Neither one of them really securing that real control as they entered in for any of the attacks. Just short of the finishing touch. Stepping across for the Tai Toshi, looking to follow it through with the Makikomi. Again, left herself very loose as she fell to the ground there. But both athletes starting to look very tired indeed. The Dutch girl throwing the arm over the top. Stepping in. Well, Dietrich looked as if she was being very negative there. Not quite sure which way they were going to look at this, but she was very defensive in that position. Well, both sides of the jacket there, and the third and final Shido goes to the Dutch. Dietrich takes the place in the semi-final, but it was a real battle. She really had to work for that place, and interesting to see how she does in that semi-final.
Right, coming on to mat number 2 now. Clarisse Agbenienou of France faces Janka Pascualino of Brazil. It's Agbenienou in the white judogi, Pascualino in blue.
Well, she's never looked threatened at all, really, in this whole competition. And swiftly takes herself into the semi-final. Pascualino goes into the repechage, and we'll see her a little bit later on. That Makikomi spins through into the Osakomi. Nicely executed. Hasn't even broke sweat there. Well, it's quite interesting speaking to Pia Fazana a little bit earlier on. This is her first competition back in 6 months. She had a serious ankle injury where she tore the ligaments in the side of her ankle and had a boot on for something like about 3 months and a lot of rehab to build herself back up to be able to participate in this competition. A youngster in Great Britain that's got great potential, there as you can see with the drop Sianagi. Shemesh really under a little bit of pressure here from this young lady of Great Britain. Piovazana, junior world bronze medalist. Very competitive weight category in Great Britain, where they obviously have at the bottom there with Lucy Renshaw, who's also done extremely well on the world circuit. Shemesh really battling away there in the Niwaza, trying to create an opportunity. Shemesh advances onto her opponent. Trying desperate to get a grip, as you can see. Piovazana controlling the sleeves quite nicely. Doesn't seem to be phased. Real maturity in this young lady's judo. Takes the lead with the Wazari, but has picked up the first Shido in the contest. It's coming up halfway in this match. Place in the semi-final. Piovazana now looking to capitalise in the Niwaza. She's quite strong down there, very confident young lady when it comes to working in the Niwaza, do a lot of drills. Shemesh. Obviously in a really uncomfortable position, as you can see. Piovazana now trying to rotate to the opposite side. Needs to drop the hips a little bit deeper down to get that rotation, but Shemesh does very well to avoid that turn. Now this will be the real test for Piovazana, who's been out for 6 months. Does she have the match fitness that is required to go against an Israeli that, as we know, are very, very aggressive fighters and condition-wise are normally very good. Oh, there, a lovely drop, Sianagi. Well, that was a Wazari. A spin, the Osakomi, and Piovazana now is in a lot of trouble. Didn't see that one coming and has no way of getting out of that hold. A spin under her opponent. Piovazana didn't see her changing the direction, went one way. Really rotated completely around, winding up into that attack, and there was no escape. Shemesh did really well to come back. So Shemesh goes into the semi-final, where she'll be up against the #1 seed for France, Agbegnoun. And Piovazana will go into the repechage, and we'll see her a little bit later on.
Well, we could go down to mat #1 to take a look at Mohammad Mohammadi of Iran. He's up against Azmat Mukhanov of Kazakhstan. It's Mohammadi in the white judogi, Mukhanov in blue. Thanks very much for that. We get there with Mukhanov having picked up 2 penalties. And we've got a good deal longer than 2.5 minutes left to go.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Ouchigari.
Won't have to worry about it now.
No, the Iranian just seals his place in to the next round.
just in time here, because Lasha Shavdatoashvili of Georgia is up against Niels Stump of Switzerland next. That's the quarterfinal on mat 1. That's coming up next. Got that one? Right, the referee in the middle for this one is Cho Min-sun of the Republic of Korea. This quarterfinal. Rekviashvili lost his contest, by the way, on mat 3, that quarterfinal, so he'll be in the repechage. But Shavdatoashvili in the 73 kilo category, the focus is on him. And I suppose Nugzari Tatalashvili in the under 81 kilo category. He's in the semi-final, by the way. That will take place on mat number 2 next.
Well, this young man, Stump, what maturity he has in his judo. Such a young athlete, but is a real contender here. Shavdatoashvili really had a battle in his half against the Italian in the previous match. Has that taken the wind out of his sails? Well, doesn't seem to be. Steps across there, just lost a little bit of upper body control. The Makikomi once more seals Owazari on the board with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the contest. Stump fell into the trap, desperately trying to control that right hand, but failed to do so. The Makikomi once more. That right loose hand is the real danger for any of the athletes participating against this Georgian. Once more, the Ouchigari there, a lovely change of direction. Stump looking to avoid the Makikomi, and the switch was just nicely planted.
Well spotted.
Now he works for the Jujikatami. Can he draw that arm out? Well, his legs are a little bit untidy. They need to bring the knees together to act more as a vice together to draw more pressure on the arm. But the power and maturity of the Georgian was too much for Stump.
So Shavdatoashvili goes into the semi-final. Tatalashvili is already in the semi-final of the under 81 kilo category. You've got Henri Egutidze of Portugal and Chedlishvili down in the quarterfinal in the under 81 kilo category on mat 3. And then coming up immediately after Shavdatoashvili here, Omari Niazashvili will face Sam van der Westender of the Netherlands in the next quarterfinal. Going to be a busy time for the Georgians. Yep, Shavdatoashvili goes off, gives a hand slap to Niazashvili, and it's his turn now. Sam van der Westender of the Netherlands is his opponent. It's the Georgian in the white judogi and the Dutchman in blue.
Van der Westend starting off extremely well, showing he's up for business here, very determined to take this place in the semi-final. Dutchman, as you can see, trying to get the left hand. He's got the sleeve there on his opponent's right side. He tries to lure him into the niwaza. Tall Dutchman, as you can see, with the left hand trapping his opponent's right side. Well, the hand dropped down a little bit there. He's got to be careful because it was almost a touch to the leg. Georgian dropping under his opponent. The Dutchman looking the stronger of the two. Very powerful looking man, controls quite nicely the grips, and the Georgian picks up his first Shido. Van ter Vesten in with the first attack. Oh, Chigari driving off that back leg, decides to take it slightly off to the side. As he does, just loses the momentum. Georgian coming in for the Uchimata, just misses the foot completely there. Taking second best on the grips, as you can see, the right hand over. Well, there you have it. Ippon scored there for Van ter Vesten of the Netherlands, who takes himself into the semi-finals of the under-73 kilos. Well, Van ter Vesten will then meet in that semi-final with Shavetashvili a little bit later on for a place in the final.
Right, coming up next on mat number 1, Pridon Gigani of Georgia faces Eric Ham of Great Britain. It's Gigani in the white judogi, Ham in blue. Gigani, I think it is actually, not G. Gigani. Well, the Georgians have had a little bit of an upset recently. Tatalashvili got knocked out, but it was by another Georgian, so it won't matter. Where was it? Under 81 kilo category. Just checking. Who was Tatalashvili's? Kirakozashvili, yeah. Knocked out Tatalashvili. Well, I'm not going to say that because it means in writing. So I think I'll avoid using that term.
Gigani there. High collar grip, Uchimata. Wazari. Well, Eric Ham did extremely well to avoid Ippon on that. Young man from Great Britain. Great opportunity, gain a lot of experience. A great performance here today. Well, coming up to halfway in this contest. Georgian leading with one Wazari. Tijani, as you can see, throwing that right hand once more high over on the top of the collar, drawing Ham down onto his knees, where he picks up the first Shido. So it's one apiece now, but there is that Wazari that was scored with Uchimata. But at the moment it's just a mate situation. We've got Ham with two Shidos now on the board, 1 minute remaining. Tijani with the Wazari seems to have dominated with the grips, very powerful indeed. Ham dropping down on the edge of the contest area with the Sianagi. Tijani controlling Ham's right sleeve, which is causing a few real upset. This young man from Great Britain, as he draws down onto his knees, possibly picking up the third and final Shido. Well, he got a bit of a heavy knock to the front of the leg, but in some ways it could have been an avoidance as well. But there we have it, the third and final Shido goes to Ham and a disqualification. So Tijani wins and a place in the semi-final. And we'll see Ham a little bit later on, where he will be in the repechage.
Let's go to mat number 2, because there is a semi-final taking place there between Marie-Yves Gahi of France. She's up against Sandra Diedrich of Germany. We join the contest with 1.5 minutes left to go. There's no score yet. Diedrich has picked up a single Shido. It's Gahi in the white judogi, Diedrich in blue. And just as I say that, over goes Diedrich. There was a huge makikomi from the French fighter there.
Well, Gahi, as we can see, has not been threatened at all within this contest. Osoro into the makikomi there and transitions straight into the final of the under 70 kilos. Well, it just doesn't seem to be anybody that's able to knock her off that pedestal. Solid performance right from the beginning of the day to this place in the final. Well, now we come to, well, we'll go across to mat number 1, where we see a quarter-final of the under 73 kilo category.
Yeah, it is Georgy Shmakov, or Shmakov. Sounds like a tough nut, doesn't he? Shmakov, Georgy Shmakov against Mohammad Mohammadi of Iran. Shmakov in the white judogi, Mohammadi in blue. There's no score as yet. Both fighters have picked up a single Shido, and there's a little over 2 minutes left to go.
Well, this is a quarter-final place in the semi-final. The winner of this match will go on to meet Jijani of Georgia for a place in the final. Mohammadi, slight height advantage over his opponent. Throws that right hand. Oh, a lovely execution of attack there. Looked like he was going for the Osotogari. That foot went down and clipped it across. Scorner Wazari, great timing of this with 1.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Shmakov there battling away through the defences of the Iranian. Really cannot get any close to this man. There was the chance, he came round the back, but that was the mistake. He just walked on to that attack. A Sutemi was an attempt there from the Russian. Mohammadi then trying to get past the legs now, needs to obviously secure the upper body control, but doesn't manage to do so. Referee calling a halt to play in the Niwaza.
I love when off camera you can see one of the national coaches approaching in their national team tracksuit. You know they've come to bellyache about something.
Yes.
There's some gripe. Don't say you haven't done it yourself. Loretta walked over there questioning some decision that was made against one of your
I can honestly
fighters.
say I said I've done it once in my whole coaching career in 12 years.
Your commentary colleague has done it on more occasions than that. Chloe Cowan-Vickers, she's been over a few times.
Oh, she's up and down like no one's business, but but never mind. No, she likes a good debate, put it that way.
Yes, I'm sure Chloe would have to have a few things to say about that last comment.
Possibly. Rescued, though. But,
nice save
Mohammad,
there, nice
yes.
save.
Well, there you have it, Mohammadi. A very convincing win.
Into the semi-final.
Into the semi-final, brilliant. Can't argue with that.
So who have we got coming up next then? Is it Stump and Niazashvili? There's a 5-minute break on mat 1, as Elisabetta Frattini pointed out to us a moment ago. We could go up to the under 63 kilo category quarterfinal on mat 3. Katharina Hecker of Australia faces Rotem Shaw of Israel. It's Hecker in the white judogi, Shaw in blue. We joined the contest with both fighters having scored Wazari. We're into the golden score period. Shaw has picked up 2 penalties. Hecker just the 1, but the scores are even. I love my job.
I know you love your job.
No, we're good. We're good on mat number one for the unless, well, just in time. Did Twadikashvili call Mate just as the Maki Komi was coming up? Yeah, it's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Oh yes, definitely.
We've got a semi-final taking place on mat number 2, which we're going to go to. It's Clarisse Akbegnenou of France. She faces Inbal Shemesh of Israel. Mario Kavavat's just pointing out to us that the semi-final is there, so let's do as Mario has proposed. Let's go to mat number 2. There you go. Akbegnenou in the white judogi, Shemesh in blue. You haven't missed anything. There's no score as yet. And here is Loretta Cusack-Doyle.
Well, we're very lucky that we haven't missed anything, because
yeah, she
this
normally
young lady from France
in a
hasn't
hurry.
really gone that far through in the contest. I don't think she's gone to the 4 minutes. I think she's only just beaten in the first half of a contest. Hasn't really been phased at all and challenged in any way in this.
Oh, that was close.
Well, we saw that little move a little bit earlier on with the young lady from Great Britain who was on the receiving end of a Wazari and then ended up getting held down. Akbegnenou, as you can see now, trying to look for Tanov, decides not to even waste the energy there in the Niwaza. High collar grip, Kochigari once more. Draws her opponent, and we've seen Epon coming from that very technique, even the Ochigari as well. Seems, as you can see there, tying up that arm as she tries to work the leg out. Just seems to be more opportunity if she tied up the head and then been able to draw her weight further up her opponent's body in the Niwaza, giving her that little bit more leverage. Shemesh side skipping there. Akbegnenou, left hand on the lapel. Comes in with the Kochi and Ochigari. Good as she was, as this young lady has. Drops the Yanagi now. Once more directly into the Niwaza, drawing her opponent back into the contest area. And Shemesh trying to avoid. Well, real ruffling up there from Akbegnenou, dragging her opponent down into the Niwaza. She wanted to play down there and really punish her in the ground. And Shemesh avoided that clash down in the Niwaza, but this time finds herself mixing it. Well, this is the longest Akbegnenou has gone in a contest. And works to try and get that arm out to finish this contest. You can see she's got a Wazari already on the board, so it takes her with seconds remaining into the final of the 63s. Shemesh desperately coming in for the final attack with that drop. A gutsy performance from the Israeli. But sadly, it wasn't a place in the final for her today, but she will go into the repechage bronze medal match a little bit later on in the final block.
Right, we've got the semi-final on mat number 2 in the under 81 kilo category between Sergio Krivchak of Ukraine. He's up against Henry Egotidze of Portugal. It's Krivchak in the white judogi, Egotidze in blue. We've had the first minute, there's no score, but Krivchak has picked up a single shido.
We have a real battle going on in our hands here with 1 minute remaining, but Ukraine with 2 shidos. Egotidze, the Portuguese with 1 shido. And avoid that spin from his opponent. Portuguese, as you can see, throws that left hand high onto the collar, coming in to the Makakomi. Well, as we'd expect, it's been a very close-fought match between these athletes. Ukraine has got to really be careful here, doesn't make any more mistakes here. Has to be very precise in his attacks. But both seem to be just playing a bit of a safe game here, and it could backfire now on the Ukraine. Quite sure that we'll be seeing the third and final Shido going to Ukraine, with 1 second remaining in the contest.
Yep, so that was the case.
Yes, well, I did say a place in the final.
Well, we've got repechage contests taking place on both mat number 1 and 3. All the judos finished on mat number 2. So if you want to see the repechage contest on mat number 1 between Eric Ham of Great Britain and Georgy Shmakov of Russia, just click on mat number 1. You'll see that. There is a repechage contest in the under 70 kilo category taking place on mat number 3, but we're going to go down to mat number 1. Let's have a look at Eric Ham of Great Britain against Georgy Shmakov of Russia, and the reason for that is that Lasha Shavdatuashvili and Sam van der Westender will follow this, whereas the Carola Paisoni and Kelida Zupancic contest will follow on mat 3. So I think we'll have a look at Ham in the white judogi and Shmakov in blue. Why not? Yeah.
Well, this young man from Great Britain has impressed me quite considerably there. He's battled away. He's a youngster that's coming through. Great potential for the GB team. A lot of junior experience, but gaining a lot of experience here in this senior circuit. I'm trying to throw that right hand over the top. Really not getting the connection that he's wanting there. Shmakov slightly smaller than his opponent, steps across for the Kochi, having Ham step back slightly, but I'm looking to attack him down in the Niwaza and then follow it through what looked to be an attempt of the Shimiwaza. Shmakov trying to battle away of keeping the grips down low. Taking the sleeves, stumbled Ham back to the rear. Ham didn't have any grips on there with the Kochigari. Didn't manage to plant Ham in the correct position. Shmakov, as you can see, one with the sleeve grip. Ham trying to come over the top, blocks the drop. And the exchange of grips seems to have just stumped his hand a little bit. Shmakov looking for the Sianagi. Ham reacted quite well. Shmakov dropping under his opponent once more. Some very good, strong attacks coming from both these athletes with 1.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Ponsianagi takes Ham over. Skorina Wazari. Now with just under a minute to go. Ham now in a lot of trouble. He's Shmakov looking to finish him off in the Niwaza. Ponsianagi there once more as the highlight of that Wazari. Well, Ham trying to chase this match now as he throws that right hand over the top. Shmakov drops to his knees to avoid any exchange there. Will pick up a Shido, but as you can see, there's no Shido's been awarded at all throughout this contest. So he can afford to do this with seconds remaining. He blocks the hip of Ham. Ham's really going to have a battle on his hand. And there you have another Shido, but with 2 seconds to go. So looking like Ham just run out of time there. And Shmakov goes through to the next round of this repechage, where he'll fight for a bronze medal.
Right, coming up next, Lasha Shavdatuashvili. It's the contest that the home fans have been waiting for. He faces Sam van der Westende of the Netherlands. It'll be Shavdatuashvili in the white judogi, van der Westende in blue. First of the semi-finals in the under 73 kilo category. Could be an all-Georgian matchup in the final.
Yes, it could.
But Shavdatuashvili has got to win this one first.
Well, the crowd already on the edge of their seat, and they applaud him as he came onto the mat. Well, Shavdatuashvili really has had a battle on his hands throughout this competition. It's definitely not been an easy ride to the semi-final. But has always managed to look the convincing winner of every round. Well, a lovely attack there, as you can see the highlights. Georgian just holding on to those sleeves, drawing his opponent down, closing up shop a little bit. A Sutemi-Waza attempt there from the Dutchman. Coming up to the halfway mark now. Van de Vesten with one Shido now. The Georgian picks up a Shido, so it's one apiece. Oh, lovely Ashiwaza there, scoring. That's got to be a pawn. But he secures the Osakomi anyway. But from this angle, it was definitely a pawn, I thought. Until they sort of...
Not going to make any difference because he's not getting out of that.
Securing that Osaka. Well, it was a Wazari Aseti upon. They didn't change it off the Ashiwaza. The Ashibare totally took his feet from under him, sweeping him down into the Niwaza and securing it with the hold. Came in with the hips through it and swept the feet from under him.
Wazari.
Definite Wazari now,
Yeah.
as we can look back on the replay.
Yeah, he's down onto his elbow and he pushes down. So Wazari was a good call. And then the Osaikomi. But, you know, the referee calls Ippon, but he then calls Osaikomi just to save any possibility that he may have got it wrong. So Shavdato Ashvili does the right thing. He hears Ippon and he says, well, I don't think so. I'm going to go for the go for the Osaikomi here.
Definitely very clever in doing that.
Well, here's the second semi-final then. Pridon Jijani of Georgia faces Mohammed Mohammadi of Iran. It's Jijani in the white judogi, Mohammadi in blue. And the Georgians will go absolutely crazy if Jijani wins this one. It will be a guaranteed gold medal for them then.
Yes. Well, Mohammadi has had a great performance today, and I'll be surprised if he doesn't make it into the final. But this home crowd has supported the Georgian team all the way throughout the day. Great atmosphere here, very knowledgeable spectators. Well, 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this contest. As we'd expect, a real battle going on for a place in the final. Jijani controlling the right sleeve of the Iranian. Now cross grips here, comes round the back, trying to draw his opponent onto the hip, but as you can see, the Georgian with that drop wasn't a convincing drop. I think it was more a ploy to get out of trouble. And I think, well, he's sure they picked up the Shido.
I agree with you, Loretta. You got away with that one.
Yep. Once more, another drop, and again, just seems to be right off the grip of the Iranian, but it's a drop underneath. The head moves under to avoid, and the second Shido for Jijani of Georgia. Iranian, as you can see, throwing the arm up the top. He's got that right hand high on the collar, hooks in with the Ochigari. Just so close to scoring. The Georgian did so well to avoid that attack, reacted so quickly on the... Makakomi attempt there. Tijani with the two shiros. As we know, it's a really dangerous position for the Georgian to be under a lot of pressure coming into the last minute of this contest. Mohammadi piling more and more pressure. Strong grips against the Georgian. That right hand just under, but the drop Sianagi there. This crowd, every time the Georgian moves, the crowd just erupts. It's becoming absolutely deafening here.
Seven seconds left to go. Tijani has picked up 2 penalties. Mohammadi looks as though the force is with him, to be honest. He's picked up just 1 penalty, but things can change. That's a great left hook, and that's how things can change.
Hey! Would you have ever believed that that could have happened? Mohammadi was all over him and he was out-gripped him. So low, how he managed to get under his opponent from that position is unbelievable.
Well, all the people who bellyached about the removal of Kataguruma, look again.
Yes.
The only thing missing from here is that left hand on the leg. If he has the left hand on the leg, that's your Kataguruma. Beautiful wheel, but he just wheels him over with the top half, and he does it beautifully. He really, really does a terrific job. Pridon Tijani guarantees Georgia a gold medal in the under 73 kilo category because Lasha Shavdatuashvili is already in there. It'll be an all-Georgia final. It'll be a 3rd gold medal for Georgia, having taken the 60s, the 66s, and now they're going to take the under 73 kilo category as well. And with the 81s, well, they still have a chance. But whatever happens, the Georgian's going to win it because it's Kirakozashvili against Egotidze, although Egotidze is representing Portugal now. So whichever way you look at it, it's going to be a Georgian matchup. Right, I'm just a little bit too close to Loretta there. That looks a bit better. Right, so plenty of action today. We did say that it was going to be an action-packed day right from the start. Let's have a look at our picks this morning. The top 4 were Shavdatuashvili, Baboyev, Karapetyan and Van Tichelt. How did we make out in the under 73 kilo category? How many of those are still in there?
Well, we have Shavdatuashvili of Georgia. He's in the final, and he was someone that we didn't feel that was going to be knocked off. It was going to be a tough pull, and he didn't have it easy.
Yeah, he had to battle, didn't he, as you said?
Have some battles, but at the end of the day, in a lot of the contest, it did go into the golden score, and he pulled it out. At the end of the day, he managed to get through.
Good fight with Van der Westender, the semi-final.
Yes.
Stump gave him a bit of a go. Esposito, he didn't.
Esposito was one of the ones I thought was a turning point for him. That was a real challenge, the Italian. And
who did he have first fight up then? Shavdatuashvili.
the Armenian.
Oh, yeah, Gazarian.
Gazarian.
That was a
And
tough day.
That was a really tough day, and for him to come through. As he's progressed through the stages, he's actually got stronger, and he looks now that he's a lot more composed. I think at the first match, that was a challenging first fight, and from there, he just seemed to get better and better as the day progressed.
Right, his opponent from the lower half of the draw is his teammate, who we've just seen win their Prix Jijani.
Yes, and I think it's the number 1 seed that's definitely going to come through. Well, what we know is that Georgia's
going to win it.
They're going to win it. So,
right.
But again, it's nice to see. It just shows you how these athletes from Georgia are rising to the occasion. They've had some brilliant performances. The whole team, even the ladies, have had some really good performances.
Yeah.
So, this very knowledgeable crowd here today has created such an atmosphere.
Right, let's take a look at the under 81 kilo category. Our top 4 seeds this morning were Kubetsov, Rekviashvili, Semenov and Egutidze. Who's still in there then?
Well, what's surprising, Kubetsov is out. He's out of the game. The number 1 seed went out against Tatalashvili of Georgia, but then he went on to lose in the semi-final.
Teammate Kirakozashvili.
Yes.
So Kirakozashvili in the final.
And the number 4 seed has also number 3 seed has come through, and the into the
Henry Egutidze, who is Georgian in name.
Egutidze, I think, has been on form, and I think he might actually come through to take the gold.
That could be.
He's impressed me, and Tatalashvili again is another one that has been very impressive, and I think he'll take the bronze. He's up against a teammate, but I just think he's been really sharp today, and I would like to see him take that bronze medal after his performance in the earlier stages.
Right, in the under 63 kilo category, Agbegninu, Heka, Renshol and Piovasana. Are they still in the medals? Agbegninu
definitely.
In the final?
She's going to win it. She has been blasting through every stage. No one's been able to touch her. She's very much the number 1 seed, and she will be the number 1 here today. I just put all my money on it, definitely.
Number 2 seed Heka in the bronze medal contest. She's going to face Ljubljana Piovasana. So Piovasana was one of the seeds. They're going to go head to head there. Renshol, did she lose out against Shemesh? She's the only one to have missed out then. So the final, Agbegninu...
No, she didn't. Renshol went in.
Oh, okay.
So Renshol was there. It was one that we didn't manage to see. But I'm delighted to see that the 2 GB girls. And for Piovasani, again, someone who's been out for 6 months, now finds herself battling away for a bronze medal here today for her first competition. That's not bad, and she's a youngster coming through, so it was interesting to see her perform well today.
All 4 of those top 4 seeds, Agbegninu, Heka, Renshol and Piovasana, they're all with a medal shot.
Yes,
right.
All have come through, so that would be interesting to see where the results lie.
Under 70 kilo category, the top 4 seeds were Gahi, Howell, Supancic and Diedrich. Where are they? Gahi then in the final.
Again, as we predicted right at the beginning of the day, France, I would say, taking both golds here in this competition, and I don't see that being any different with the under 70s. Gahi, she has been a very strong competitor and really hasn't been ruffled at all.
Gemma Howell missed out?
Gemma Howell missed out, definitely, yes.
Where did she tumble or
Gemma Howell
stumble?
She
lost to the German in round 2.
In round 2, sadly. But it was a really tough quarter that she had. Wasn't an easy task for her, but good performance, but just wasn't good enough.
Zupancic, what happened to her then? She was the number 3 seed. Got to the semi-final against Paisoni, the Italian, so we're not quite sure what's happened there.
Yes, it was a weight category we didn't get to see too many matches of, but...
And then Diedrich, she's in the bronze medal contest against the Georgian.
Again, this was someone that had been plagued for injuries, and this year she's getting stronger. She was in Agadir, she was in Dusseldorf, and she's placed in medals, and I think she could take
got a chance.
A bronze medal here again in this tournament. Someone who's she's building her confidence up slowly, and after what was a serious knee injury. So
Yeah.
we look forward to seeing how she performs here in the repechage.
Speaking of knee injuries, we were talking about the Polish fighter in the under 70 kilo category earlier on, wasn't it? Daria Pogozelic.
Yes.
Is that right? She lost in the first round, Daria Pogozelic. She was out for nearly 2 years after the Olympic Games with 2 knee surgeries. So that was a long time off, during which time she decided to come down in the weight categories from 78 to 70.
And we spoke about this, didn't we? We were saying when it's such a serious injury, it's about, can they build their confidence up? It isn't so much they're repaired, they're fit, they're strong, they're technically good, but it is just a bit of a mind game, isn't it? Are they mentally prepared, and they've got the confidence to come back as strong as they were before the injury? Someone like Katie Jemima Yates-Brown, that's a young lady that's had some serious injuries, and what a beast. She comes back, and she has performed here today, and she's performed in previous events that we have watched. Someone that will be one to watch later on. She's a youngster that's coming through, but had those serious injuries and is doing really well.
Right, it's 2:20 here in Tbilisi. We're going to take a break now for an hour and 40 minutes. We'll be back then with all the medal matches in the final block on day 2. But from Loretta Cusack, Doyle and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.